Please welcome Vanessa Lopez.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming down tonight. Really appreciate your time, especially on a Friday night. But hey, we're in town, we can go drinking after this. Yay! All right. Now, thank you so much to all our speakers as well, because you guys have really expressed what Singapore is all about. And I think it's a nice full circle, because you've got corporates who want to give, who have also already contributed, like Datacraft, Data Dimension. They've been a wonderful partner with us for a long time. Then of course with Newton Circus, they are, I think, a think tank on its own. They have come up with wonderful ideas. And just talking to them, actually, if you want to talk to them, please talk to them, because you will expand ideas and different ways of how to continue with a CSR mindset. And of course, B1G1, they've been with us for so long, and it's not easy actually to get corporates to actually be, to give up a bit of what they own. But you see, when you work and give them an incentive, it works. So 500 is actually a lot of companies for them to have on board, and we aim to get that number bigger. So today, what I'm here for to talk about is, I think, continuing the process. One Singapore, we're talking about spreading awareness, taking concrete actions. And I always feel that when we do events, or when we do networking, when we do dialogue sessions like this one, any measurable item comes with its own awareness. So we're talking today about corporate adoption. We started I think we were just testing it out. We were not really concrete in our ideas just yet. But the corporate adoption program came about because of earlier events as well. For example, Nets for Nets. This started because we're thinking we align ourselves with the Millennium Development Goals. We all know about it. If we were to actually achieve these goals, we could effectively end poverty. And so we thought, okay, malaria is one of the, number 6, right? Combat HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. And we worked with Datacraft, now Dimension Data, and we worked with students as well. Very active chapters. They were so very cute. They came up with designed their own t-shirts about malaria eradication. Datacraft sold it internally to their employees. We raised quite a bit of money. These nets were then distributed to countries in Southeast Asia, and we have effectively saved lives. Why? Because of the fact that a lot of people came together. So this was one of the items, one of the things that we did. Another example of the early beginnings of corporate adoption was the Cuff Road project. Now this is an ongoing thing. We're talking about foreign workers who are really in a tough situation. They are actually homeless. We walked around the community, we saw them living on cardboard boxes. It's unbelievable. The problem with this particular project is that I think a lot of locals think, I want to help the locals first before I help the foreign worker. And that mindset has to change. And it's been changing. And we've had a lot of publicity about it on TV and print and on radio as well with 938 Live. And Cargill finally came up to us. It was fantastic. They did a charity golf tournament. 20,000 was raised, free meals. We've got a lot of people, an average of 500 guys we have to feed every month. And this is served in a place where it's fully dignified. It's a good meal. Lots of different communities have come together to try to help them, and more are joining in right now. And lots of volunteers as well. So, but it's a very difficult process because you're talking about major logistics, and they need help constantly. So, but it's a very successful one, but it's still ongoing. We still need a lot of help and a lot of funds because food, it's perishable. It's something that we need to constantly give them. Another generic event that started many years ago, 2008, in fact it was, we did our stand-up, and we got corporates to adopt, and also celebrities to adopt the different MDGs. We all stood up together, and lots of funds were raised for different communities and different groups, all aligned with the MDGs. We had Datacraft with us then as well, and Science Tech Search, and they were fantastic. It was a very nice event, and so this began to become a lot more concrete. So now, what we're trying to do is make sure that we do it right. The corporate adoption program is very simple. You just get corporates to adopt beneficiaries. That's the simple basicness of it. Okay? Now, of course, ideally, if we could get the enterprise, social enterprise, where you do your business and it does good at the same time, awesome, if I can be permitted to say, freaking awesome, okay? And of course, then you have the individuals who, like Paul was saying, it's a very one-off thing. If we could have a disaster every day, great, we can raise lots of money, but that's not really what we want, do we? We want people to give as much as we can all the time. How do you do this? By getting their corporates or their employers to be a part of the process. It's all one big full circle. An employee, part of a company part of a adoption program. The awareness is spread, concrete action is taken. Our mission is somewhat fulfilled. So I always say, with events come awareness. So very simple, some options for you. If they were to come hand in hand all at once, fantastic. But we're encouraging, of course, monetary donation. You can do events to raise funds. You get your staff to be a part of the events or be a volunteer, depending on which beneficiary they take up. And even corporate training can be a part of it. Teach them how to fish, basically. We have meetings and also links with the CDC, the Central Singapore CDC, and they basically help to upgrade and make people employed. But these people need to be upgraded in their skills. As a corporate, you can come in with whatever type of business you have and give them a skill. So, very basically, if we can make it a measurable success, the only way is to see how much we can contribute. Now, we've got some basics about the program. Each adoption, we will help you through the process, but each adoption, each corporate takes on a beneficiary. It could be an orphanage, for example. You take them on for 1 year, option for 2 years, you can renew it after that. After that, you and us take a responsible action together to make sure that they are adopted again after that, beyond that. Because with each corporate adoption program, yes, if you want to continue beyond 2 years, fantastic, but then the awareness can grow through in that compound, or you can choose to create a whole new awareness for your staff and get someone else to adopt the orphanage or the beneficiary. And part of it, the contribution will go to One Singapore for general administrative and operational costs. Now that is for purely administration and operation, and we also have employed somebody. So yay, we've employed someone and given someone employability as well. So, but most of it, of course, goes to the beneficiary. Now this is a very simple yardstick, 10 and 90, it could be 1 and 99. It depends on what the contribution is. But we're there to help make sure that the adoption process is very clean, to help you, to advise and help with projects that you may want to do. Now, where possible, everybody works together to ensure that we have a measurable at the end of the day. So, a few ways actually that you can do this and and do fundraisers, for example. Spread the word. You can do your own fashion show. I mean, there's so many ways. We've all been part of fundraisers, but this is a little refresher. We've got a possibility to host a marathon. If is anyone from Standard Chartered Bank? Yes, they do that very well. And or be a part of an existing one. There's so many ways to do fundraisers. You can sponsor a public performance, golf tournament, dine and dance party. What else do we have? Other type of events could also be your own auctions. For example, how to get your staff members involved as well is very important. Promises. You auction off promises. So if you promise such a thing as I'll wash a car, I'll cook a meal, I'll do babysitting for 6 months for you, things like that are auctioned off to the highest bidder. That raises money for your beneficiary. So that can be an internal thing. You can also do a public fundraiser. Now, as part of how your people be a part of it, if you're out there and you're talking to a corporate and you're going, get your people involved because they want to, right? If your people feel good about what they're doing, they feel good about where they're working. So volunteer contributions can be such as what you see up there, assisting in a run and even during the holidays, especially when people's emotions are going wild, holiday gift wrapping, etc. So other things, of course, would be corporate training. You can use what you have to upgrade the beneficiaries, the recipients, again, depending on which beneficiary you choose. And this could be the form of counseling, etc. Now, our celebrities support has been awesome, and we intend to continue that. A lot of them have actually taken on one MDG, and we intend to make sure that they are informed and they themselves be a part of the process. So, one by one, we can make poverty history. Now, the corporate adoption program, it's something which I think everybody would like to be a part of, but how do you go about doing it? We're building up, so if you have beneficiaries, especially the ones that don't have your big fundraising like your ComChairs, your NKF, they have their own big marketing groups, etc. We would like to help bring light to beneficiaries which perhaps would not have that much exposure or that much help. And as a corporate adopter, you can actually come on board and help them and create that awareness. When it comes to corporate adoption and how people work together, I'm always amazed by Catherine from Datacraft, now Dimension Data, because she got a whole lot of people around the region to stand up. She made use of the technology within the company to galvanize the entire staff membership. And it was amazing to see how one person could do that. And all it takes is a lot of links. So sitting here, I'm writing down notes about how Newton Circus, how we can work together, how we can do another project with Dimension Data, how I to link you up with a few other people I know. And everybody, if you have a skill, if you have a company, if you have a person that you know, this networking, this spider web, this wonderful web can really grow and really make a difference. So we would like to gain your help in all aspects, actually. And if you're watching this video at home right now, think about what you have, who you know, and how you can make that connection. And this can grow into something really, really awesome. For One Singapore, we are working on making sure that our marketing gets a whole lot better. It's been growing slowly. We have Class 95 with us next year. Right now it's radio in itself because they're celebrating its 75th anniversary. And Radio Gives Back is part of the very big event. 75 families being fed for 1 year. And us, as well as other groups, have come in to give them as many names as possible to help all these families. Next year, Class 95 will be a part of us, where they're adopting One Singapore. And in that sense, we're going to talk more about the adoption process. If you think about the advertising that you can do, I mean, if you think about, let's see, okay, hang on, where's my notes? Corporate adoption itself, right? I mean, if you're a company or if you're a beneficiary, it's how you sell it to them as well. If you tell them you're going to spend $100,000 on advertising, that's maybe going to be a revenue exposure of 1.2 million that's going to come back to you. If you spend $50,000 and all your volunteer contribution and make use of the fact that we've got a database, we've got a marketing arm, we've got a PR firm, we've got a database retail, all that can come up to $1.2 million as well. It depends on how you make use of a company's CSR mission. And make use is a very dirty word, I know, but you know, there's money out there, people want to do good, let's do it. And I think we can definitely go very far with this. I would like to thank all of you for coming down, because every single word from here on, if you go out there now, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got links, we've got connections, just keep that tree, that branch going in your mind, and keep making that connection. Right now, I've got the Singapore International Foundation here as well. Hi, Mabel. Hello. Say hello. She's right in the back there. And just the fact that she's here already says that we've got a connection going. I just spoke to her, and she's got also groups internationally that need help. So in terms of just of how we help, it's not just locally, it can be an international venture as well. So we're thinking bigger and better. So I really hope that you guys can be a part of this and keep spreading the word, and I hope that we can grow together. Thank you very much, everybody.